verse 14 says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." Both of my parents were actually raised Catholic. They were raised in the Catholic religion. And I remember my dad telling me some stories about how he went to all-boys school in Sydney at the time. And my mum, I think she went to an all-girls school. And I remember Dad telling me some stories how he would get the cane for not playing rugby. And rugby's a pretty big deal in Australia. And he's a little guy, so he didn't really do well with rugby. But I think it was somewhere in their mid-20s. You know, Dad had the thought. You know, he was a motorbike enthusiast, so he had his motorbike, and he'd ride his motorbike on his way to confession. And he had the thought, you know, like, what if he had committed a mortal sin according to the teaching of the Catholic Church, and he died on his way to confession? Would he go to heaven or hell, or could he know? And he had some of these difficult questions for his parents. So you'd ask them, you know, would I go to heaven or hell? And his parents weren't able to answer from the Bible. And they weren't able to tell him from the Bible about knowing where he'd spend eternity. So he was seeking the truth. And that was in their mid-20s, Mum and Dad. And it was around about that time where somebody got a gospel tract to Dad. And I remember him telling me how it was around about that time where he was really seeking answers, he was seeking truth, and somebody got him a gospel tract. And in large part,